The war in Ukraine stretches on endlessly, with no sign of relief on the horizon. Yet, even amid this relentless conflict, some battles emerge that redefine courage, strategy, and the rules of engagement. Today, we focus on one of the most audacious ambushes of the entire war, a daring operation by Ukraine's elite Azov Brigade that turned a seemingly routine Russian patrol into a nightmare they would never forget. Stick with us as we explore how meticulous planning, razor-sharp precision, and unyielding bravery reshaped the battlefield. The conflict had evolved into a brutal, grinding test of endurance. Day after day, artillery shells tore through the land, leveling entire neighborhoods, carving deep craters into the earth, and filling the skies with smoke, dust, and the acrid stench of burning metal. Once bustling towns and villages now lay in ruins, shells of their former selves, dotted with shattered homes, overturned vehicles, and the remnants of a life abruptly interrupted. Streets bore the scars of war. Deep tank treads, scorched rubble, and abandoned machinery littered the landscape like reminders of battles past. Amid this chaos, however, moments of precision and tactical brilliance stood out. Moments where a small, well-prepared unit could achieve what seemed impossible. One such event unfolded near the town of Pokrovsk, where the Azov Brigade prepared to demonstrate that intellect, strategy, and courage could outmatch sheer numbers and firepower. For weeks, Ukrainian intelligence meticulously monitored Russian patrols. Drones hovered silently above, mapping every checkpoint, tracking rotations and recording every predictable movement. Analysts pored over the footage, noting patterns of overconfidence, reliance on armored support, and a routine that left the enemy exposed. The Russians moved through the terrain as though no force could halt them, oblivious to the ever-watchful eyes tracking their every step. The terrain near Pokrovsk was ideal for an ambush. Forested edges, shattered farmland, bombed-out villages, and cratered roads offered natural concealment and tactical advantage. Artillery craters became defensive pits. Collapsed homes, twisted vehicles, and abandoned military equipment created natural hiding spots and deadly kill zones. Azov fighters, trained for speed, stealth, and lethal precision, began their preparations in earnest. Reconnaissance teams moved under the cover of darkness, marking sniper nests, escape routes, and angles for indirect fire. Engineers planted mines and improvised explosive devices at key locations. Assault teams rehearsed silent movements across rubble-strewn ground. Snipers scaled shattered upper floors to gain high vantage points, while machine gunners took concealed positions behind debris. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, every fighter knew their role down to the smallest detail. Communication was minimal, limited to subtle hand signals and muffled radio chatter. Each soldier understood their mission with precision. Drones with infrared cameras monitored the Russian approach, feeding live data to commanders hidden deep within the tree line. The hours stretched on in tense silence, with each heartbeat amplifying the anticipation. Every breath, every step, every shadow in the distance became part of the prelude to chaos. Finally, headlights pierced the darkness. The Russian platoon entered the trap without a hint of awareness. In an instant, the ambush exploded into life. Mines detonated under the lead vehicles, sending fire and metal soaring into the night sky. Soldiers scrambled in confusion, but their movements were already anticipated. Sniper rounds tore through ranks with chilling accuracy. Heavy machine guns shredded formations, while RPGs slammed into armored vehicles, engulfing them in fireballs. Smoke, fire, and screams consumed the battlefield. Panic spread faster than bullets. Orders became meaningless. Soldiers ran into minefields. Others were cut down by marksmen, and retreating troops found themselves trapped under precise mortar fire. The Azov Brigade moved with methodical efficiency, cutting off escape routes, advancing from multiple directions, and tightening the noose with each calculated step. In less than 15 minutes, a confident and organized Russian platoon had been reduced to scattered survivors scrambling through smoldering wreckage. Precision, preparation, and courage had turned the ambush into a decisive, overwhelming victory. The impact of the ambush resonated far beyond Pokrovsk. Social media erupted with images and videos of burning vehicles, scattered weapons, and terrified soldiers. Ukrainian officials celebrated, calling the operation a testament to discipline, skill, and bravery. Moscow scrambled to control the narrative. State media dismissed it as a minor skirmish, but Russian military bloggers openly criticized leadership failures, poor planning, and overconfidence. Families of soldiers demanded answers. Analysts dissected drone footage and battle reports, revealing tactical missteps and underestimations that had amplified the ambush's effectiveness. The story became emblematic of Russia's faltering campaign, highlighting vulnerabilities, morale issues, and the dangers of assuming technological or numerical superiority guarantees battlefield success. At the same time, the operation strengthened Ukraine's strategic position. Intelligence gathered during the ambush informed future missions, enhancing defensive networks and improving operational planning. Every lesson learned was quickly applied, turning what could have been a localized skirmish into a broader message. Ukrainian forces could neutralize elite units with strategy, planning, and courage. Allies who had provided weapons, training, and intelligence witnessed the results in real time. Their support was not theoretical, it was deadly in practice. Even after the fighting ended, the battlefield told a story. Burned-out vehicles, cratered earth, and scattered weapons spoke of deliberate dominance rather than random destruction. Pokrovsk had symbolic weight. For Russian troops, it was a warning. No patrol town or village could be automatically safe. For Ukrainians, it was proof that courage, meticulous planning, and teamwork could overcome superior numbers and firepower. Pokrovsk was no longer just a battlefield. It was a statement, a testament to resistance, skill, and human ingenuity in modern warfare. The aftermath continued to unfold. Ukrainian soldiers secured abandoned equipment, recovered intelligence, and treated the wounded with discipline and efficiency. The ambush inspired citizens, reassured allies, and sent a clear message to the world. Precision, preparation, and courage can change the course of war. Each sniper shot, each planted mine, and each coordinated assault illustrated how strategy met bravery in the harshest crucible of combat. For the Azov Brigade, this operation was enduring proof of skill, discipline, and an unyielding will to defend their nation against overwhelming odds. Russia, meanwhile, faced scrutiny and internal criticism. Military analysts dissected failures, leadership came under fire, and morale was shaken. What a relatively small Ukrainian unit had achieved became emblematic of the broader challenges facing the Russian army. Ukraine leveraged its momentum immediately. Intelligence gathered on the battlefield informed new operations, strengthened defensive positions, and refined strategic planning. The psychological impact of Pokrovsk rippled through both sides. Confidence was shattered, tactics re-evaluated, and every engagement afterward carried the shadow of the ambush. The war was no longer just about territory, it was about strategy, intelligence, and morale. As dust settled, Ukrainian soldiers worked efficiently, securing equipment, cataloging intelligence, and tending to the wounded. The operation reinforced lessons learned, setting a precedent for future engagements. The world recognized the significance. This was not a one-off success, but a blueprint for asymmetric tactics capable of leveling the playing field against a larger, better-equipped force. The ambush at Pokrovsk will be remembered as more than a victory. It is a symbol of defiance, skill, and strategic brilliance. Ukraine's defenders showed the world that courage, planning, and precision can overcome overwhelming odds. Every ambush, every strike, every act of resistance contributes to a larger narrative. A nation refusing to bow, and warriors fighting for a free future. If this story inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dives into battlefield strategy, and share this video to show the world how intelligence and courage can change the course of history.